over at the standings. 9-5. Doing pretty well right now. Currently in third place. One moment. Currently in third place on Potential Scrim Thursday. Currently sitting in seventh with 9 points. 6-point difference between the two teams, but they're still both kind of in the middle as we're actually heading straight into draft. All right, now with this draft being underway, as I'm surprised, I don't think I'm supposed to have chat available here, but am I? Yes, I am. Okay, sorry. Haven't really paid attention in the past, but the draft has begun. I'll quickly go over the map picks and bans. And they have been Garden of Terror and Volskaya Foundry, and Sky Temple and Cursed Hollow are going to be the 4 bans. And as you can see, we're playing on Towers of Doom. Now, the first few bans have already come through. It is going to be Joanna getting banned away by Potential Scrim Thursday. And then for 9-5, still looking for their first ban. And I've never cast 9-5, so this is going to be a brand new team for me. I believe I may have had 1 or 2 casts of them last split, or at least some of these players. But it will be a new team for me. Now, Dahaka going to get banned by 9-5, and Diablo going to get banned by Potential Scrim Thursday. And removing that Dahaka makes a ton of sense. If you're not first pick, it's not worth having it open, as Junkrat going to be the final ban for 9-5. Just trying to get rid of that extra poke, trying to get rid of any of that AoE, and Hogger going to get insta-locked by Shoepuff, as I'm a little bit too far out. And, sorry, first pick Vikings. Now, obviously, Vikings, they're pretty good on Towers of Doom, and they already see their matchup, so I don't see why not. And Vikings are really good on this map because, I mean, obviously they can double soak better than anyone since they can literally be in up to 3 lanes at once. And Hogger is a matchup that they should be okay in. They obviously can get picked off a little bit, but doesn't matter too much if you lose 1 or 2 Vikings occasionally. But if they're able to keep both lanes pushed in at all times, it's going to be super difficult to play Potential Scrim Thursday. Now, Mark is going to lock in the Zul'jin. And now the next 2 picks, AoE Rules going to lock in the Falstad, and Moon going to play the Anduin. Now, the issue with 9-5's current draft so far, and now, I guess I shouldn't use the word issue, but what I'd want to see from them for their next 3 picks is having a little bit more crowd control. Because right now, they literally don't have any. And Anduin as well has Leap of Faith and can be used twice. Kind of a pretty massive cleanse. Could make it more difficult to play. But Anubrak going to get banned away by 9-5. Final ban going to be coming through for Potential Scrim Thursday. And I think seeing that, and seeing especially that they have a Zul'jin, I think they do want to remove another tank. They've already banned away 3. And yeah, they're going to ban away the Stitches. Just trying to get rid of that front line. The less front line there is, the harder it is for Zul'jin to walk up. And Zul'jin needs those stacks, even if they're not really getting too much right now. But they're going to go with the Varian Stukov combo for FF. Oh, I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. FF Uwu Fitting. So I'm just going to try and call them Fitting, I think. And Ferret 102 going to lock in the Stukov. I mean, Varian Stukov combo, we've seen it a million times. And we've seen it a million times because it's pretty effective. Now, Medivh and Imperia is going to get locked in for Potential Scrim Thursday. So that should be main tank Imperia's coming through for C10 for HD1. And Jägermeister are going to be on the Medivh, so we'll need to get a few stacks before they're completely ready for the team fighting. But should be interesting to watch. Now, Falstad for AoE Rules could go 2 builds. Hammerang should be decent this game, but so should the auto attack build. If Falstad wants to start moving between bot and mid, would definitely be able to. And final pick for Zombie Boss HD, we're gonna see an Orphea. Today's just been the day of good, fun drafts. We had that in our Division E series, and we're gonna have that again right now in the Heroic Division between 9-5 and Potential Scrim Thursday. I mean, I think they have pretty good answers to the Varian Stukov combo. They have the Medivh Protection, the Teleports, and they have the Anduin Leap of Faith. So I am slightly favoring the draft coming out of Potential Scrim Thursday as we head to game number 1. right, and we're into this first game of up to 3 between 9 to 5 and potential Scrim Thursday. Now, the teams did swap sides. Technically, potential Scrim Thursday is the home team, but 9 to 5 is going to be the ones making the lobbies today. So they're like, you know what? We're just going to be on blue team. They asked me to swap them for the overlay, so whatever. I'm not a referee. I'm merely a caster yelling at my screen. But it is going to be the hammering build coming out of AoE rules. So it will be that burst, that, so to speak, mage build. And that's why I don't like it when they put me as a referee, but we'll be right back. Can I even see the chat? I don't even know if I can see the chat. Okay, but yeah, we are going to be in a short break. And I always forget how to unpause. Oh, yeah, I can just do that through the main menu. Okay. But it looks like one of the players actually got sick really quick, so hopefully it won't take too long, but they should be back soon. And we'll just have a little bit of that music going on, and hopefully we'll be back into the play shortly. Okay, we're immediately back, so... sorry, one moment. Yeah, they set me as the referee. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I'm the only one that can actually start the games. So trying to swap my overlays while still doing that is a lot of actions at the same time. But now both teams have met over in that mid lane. And the Hog Wild going to be used just to get that first push over in the mid lane. But now they have the Celestial Charger onto Ubu Fitting. And Fitting is starting to take a decent amount of damage. But with the extra little bit of saves coming in from the backline as AoE Rules gets jumped upon and just barely able to get away in time. But another Celestial Charge able to get the first blood. And now Mark's getting chased down as well. Hog Wild going through the backline. Shoopuf also going to get low and will get finished off. And now it's a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. But those were some pretty close team fights already to start. But most importantly, 4 stacks already on You Want Axe. 20 stacks on the Hammerang for Jägermeister, and into the Vikings, it's pretty easy to stack more because obviously you're not going to be able to dodge too often on the Vikings unless you're really good, but you're not, even then you're not going to be able to do it all the time. As DV10 looking at the bot side, just kind of autoing onto Ferret. Ferret taking a decent amount of poke, and with the protection we'll be able to back away, but now they have the lurking arm. They're taking a lot of damage. Boss HG looking with the vault and able to get that first kill as well. I should say second kill for a 9-5. And it's massive that they're able to get these kills. They have a Varian. Varian doesn't get the taunt, doesn't get the main abilities until level 4. So this is just them being able to outplay. This is just them being able to jump around and get the damage that they need. And now Shoopuf is getting poked out a little bit by Mike Ike. And the first Sapper Camp is going to go down. But now 9-5, they're looking to invade. They have a level 4 advantage. And that's a massive advantage when you have that variant. They're going to be walking in, Fitting, looking there onto AoE Rules, and with the teleport, able to get away just in time. And now Zombie Boss HD is fighting onto them, and it looks like they are just going to be giving it up. And C10 will get finished off as well. It's 9-5. Now up 3-1 in kills, and already a half level plus another little structure. They have the cannon tower, and now they have the taunt onto C10. Both the Leap of Faith will be okay. Lurking Arm not going to be able to prevent that. Now there is a roam up topside. Mike Ike looking for Shoopuf. Zombie Boss HD is here as well. And looking for the Dread and not going to be able to get it. Oh, but the auto attack over the wall will be enough. Zombie Boss HD with a very solid roam as they're also pushing in the bot lane. 9-5, just winning hard on all sides of the map. And now they have the Celestial Charger onto Fitting. Fitting starting to get a bit low. Will get hit by the Chastise as well. Just need a DPS to come through. AoE Rules is walking up, but will get taunted. And if they're able to take him down, and AoE Rules goes down, losing all the stacks. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but the trades are still coming through. As C10 will follow. Zombie Boss HD able to get that. And that is a massive kill. And in the top side, Jägermeister also able to take down Olaf. But that shouldn't matter too much. It is just worth a quarter kill. But that is every stack of Arcane Rift getting deleted. And they're going to be back to 0 and going to have to restack that up. And it's just going to delay the power spikes coming out of potential Scrim Thursday. But now the main positive for them is Jägermeister is doing a great job stacking up that Gathering Storm talent. Already at 45 stacks at 3.5 minutes. If they're going to continue fighting like that, Jägermeister is going to be very powerful, but it doesn't matter how powerful you are. If you're going to get taunted, they have this Sleep of Faith. Not going to get used in time. Too much burst damage coming through from 9 to 5. And that is the counter to that. Just being able to have that fast damage come in, that fast burst. They had the protection as well, but it's just not enough. Now C10 could be getting caught out here as well, and is actually stuck in this corner, but we'll just jump over with the Celestial Charge. Ooh, fitting, looking for the taunt, but with the teleport, we'll be able to just back out. And now it's still a full level lead for potential, or sorry, for 9 to 5. But the Altars already gonna actually in favor of potential Scrim Thursday, but I think with the current lead that they have, I don't think they care too much. They should have an easier time getting that next one. Now they're going to finish off their siege camp, but now C10 looks to play aggressively, has the Celestial Charge, not able to land it onto anyone, but with the teleports, they're going to take down C10. Mood trying to run away now. AoE Rules trying to be on the backside as well. Just trying to stack up a little bit, but with the taunt, will have the protection, but AoE Rules will get finished off, and once again, those stacks get deleted. And 9 to 5, they're looking so strong right now. A full level lead. They're down 4 HP on the core, but with this next altar, this should just be theirs. As another one of the little Vikings will go down, and that's a little victory for Shoepuff. But potential Scrim Thursday, they're going to be 4 HP less as that altar does go down. Now they're looking to engage onto the siege camp as well. C10 is there. They have the taunt. Lurking Arm not going to be there in time. But that is going to be a stolen camp. With the heroic abilities up for 9 to 5, they have the level 10 advantage. Potential Scrim Thursday can't really walk up. They can try getting a little bit of poke, a little bit of stacks, but that's all they can really do. But they have managed to clear away a good chunk of this. But now AoE Rules is going to get hit by the taunt. And with the Lurking Arm, but with the protection, will be okay. But now they have the Celestial Charge. And Uwu fitting at 180 HP. Can they finish it off? Looking for one more. And AoE Rules not going to be able to land at 200 HP to back away. And C10 looking for Mark with a Celestial Charge, but instead they're going to have the Chomp coming through. Not even needed. Mark able to get the kill over top. And it's 10 to 2 in terms of kills for 9 to 5. They're already pushing onto this bell tower at 6 minutes. But now the Leyline Seal is coming through. They're looking for Mark. Mark is going to go with Taz Dingo. Will have the Taz Dingo coming through. And now Uwu Fitting is going to get stuck in the backline as well. Has the taunt, but they're going to get 2. And potential Scrim Thursday finally able to catch up a little bit. They needed that real bad. Shoepuff with the Roman, with the Leyline Seal from AoE Rules. Gonna bring them a little bit back into the game. Now they can have a little bit of a push over in the bot lane as a treat. They're gonna look towards this cannon tower. They have a little bit of an extra push, but now Zombie Boss HG looking forward. They have the silence, but not gonna be able to accomplish too much with that. With the protection coming out of the Medivh, it is difficult to walk forward. The chest is not gonna land on the Zombie Boss HD. But they're still looking forward. The Hammerang really dealing damage now. 71 stacks. Like I said, they are falling behind, but they're only half a level down now. They're not down any structures. I see 10 looking for the Celestial Charge. Not going to be able to land it. And it is going to be Wrath of the Anguirus. So it will be that extra little bit of lockdown. But now they are contesting onto the shrine. They've already gone on their own for 9 to 5. But now they're looking to steal away potential Scrim Thursdays as well. The Chastise does land onto the back line. But can they get anything else? The taunt lands onto 9 to 5. And now with the Hortipult coming through, Zombie Boss HD is in a bad spot. But they're still trading over the backside. Zombie Boss HP trying to heal back up. And C10 still alive. Will be able to survive through it. And with the Wrath of the Anguirus, we'll be able to bring the healer back. And with the Dome, they have the safety. They're able to take down the Stukov. And they're going to get another 4 health back onto 9 to 5's core. And that's how the comeback does come through. They're also able to catch onto Olaf. Should be another easy kill. Once again, only worth a quarter of a kill. So not quite as impactful. But that's a big team fight for them. And now they're looking to continue playing aggressively. There's no healer up for potential Scrim Thursday for 5 more seconds. No Olaf on the map for another 15, but with that being the offlane, you're not going to matter too much. But that will be the siege camp getting finished off by potential Scrim Thursday. Now they could look for another fight as Balog does go down in the top side. But it doesn't seem like there is any attempt there. And they will finish off the wall. But can they push in with the Sapper Camp? It's going to be difficult. They have the taunt. And with the Leap of Faith, they will be able to pull them back. Endless Feast not going to be landing onto anyone quite yet. with the portal, they're just going to back away. They try to push in with that Sapper Camp, and I respect that play. But now C10 is going to get jumped upon. But with the chastise, it is going to land. FF Uwu Fitting starting to get quite low. Celestial Charge does land on a Mark. And with the burst damage coming through, able to get him quite low. Gus forces them into the wall. Taz Dingo Palm. AoE Rules smashed into the wall. Wrath of the Angiers going to hit the healer. And Ferret is going to get taken down. Now they have the dome healing them back up. Uwu Fitting is also going to get taken down. And that's a 2-for-1 in the bot lane as another Viking will go down in the top. A potential Scrim Thursday. They have the level lead now. It's very slight, but they were behind by over a level. But with those aggressive plays, they're able to accomplish so much. The Wrath of the Angiers from C10 has really been doing wonders. And that roam from Shoepuff, that's what started it all. Able to get that team fight going in their favor. But unfortunately, AoE Rules, or sorry, not AoE Rules. I forgot their name. No, it is AoE Rules. Okay. I did go back down to 0 stacks on the Arcane Rift. And that's going to be pretty rough for them in most circumstances, as Moon actually walking forward, trying to prevent Zombie Boss HD. But now AoE Rules trading with Mark. And they're going to be able to get the ley line seal. So they have the altar in the mid lane, getting interrupted by the Vikings. But now the team fight is breaking up on the bot side. They have the taunt onto C10. C10 is protected. And is trying to back away. They have the chastise on 2-1. C10 still looking for the play. Needs to get through the portal and will be able to get away back to save. C10 even trading back and forth. Really low HP to be doing that, but knows the limits as now Jägermeister is here with the damage. And with the gust, able to pull them back away. Looking towards Fair, but Mark doing so much damage. Jägermeister and the Vikings are here, but so is the heal. But the dome is going to get interrupted almost immediately. Now they're able to staggering blow them into the wall. Fair starting to get quite low as well. Same with Fitting. Fitting will not get finished off. Shoepuff able to come through the portal for the one final auto. And the fight continues. Now the top altar did go to potential Scrim Thursday, but the fight's still going on. They have the chastise. It is on to Zombie Boss HD, but they're not able to get the stun into the wall. C10, Wrath of the Angiers, not going to be able to land. Zombie Boss HD still being a pain, and Mark is just free hitting during all that. Hogwild dealing so much damage to the backline, but Mark just has the damage, has the Taz Dingo. Shoepuff looking towards Ferret, trying to knock Ferret away. The Extended Arm not going to be able to accomplish too much, but the Taz Dingo has come through once again for Mark. AoE Rules trying to get a little bit going through, but has overstepped. Mark will finish that off. Shoepuff also in a bad spot, but with Hog Wild should be able to get to safety. And that was the longest teamfight I've ever casted in the game of Heroes of the Storm. But now they are tied in terms of core health, but the XP lead once again in favor of 9-5 as they are able to win that teamfight. They are able to get that bot altar trade back. It is 24-24 now. And they got the bottom bell tower, and I think that's the real victory throughout all of this. That and keeping AoE Rules at 0 stacks. If that Medivh does hit 40, those teamfights start looking very different. It's a literal 20% damage buff to going to the Medivh. But now Mike Ike in a bad spot. Jägermeister just trying to get a little bit of poke damage. And already at 108 stacks. I know I've been talking about stacks quite a bit this game, but that is going to matter. That late game scaling is there for potential Scrim Thursday now. C10 looking for a play. Will get the chastise onto Fitting, but now C10 looking for the Wrath of the Angiers, but with the Extended Arm will get it cancelled, but we'll have it back up in 7 seconds. It was cancelled, not missed. Now AoE Rules is in a bad spot. C10 gonna be okay for now as well, and the dome coming through. Leyline seal is ready. Wrath of the Angiers just barely mistimed onto Fair, and with the gust they're gonna prevent the fight. C10 going back in, but will be okay, able to teleport right back. But now during all this, there's a pretty big push happening on the top side. They do have the Sapper Camp, and Shoepuff should be able to take this bell tower with these minions. But now they have been able to walk in a full camp of Sapper, so that's going to be 3 bonus damage happening over the bot side. But now the top lane has gone back in favor of potential Scrim Thursday, so there's going to be quite a bit happening here. Now the top side is definitely in the lead for potential Scrim Thursday, and 2 altars are going to be here. Leap of Faith, going to get used to keep C10 away. AoE Rules still looking for some survivability, but Fitting might have gone a little bit too far. The rest of the team cannot follow safely. Shoepuff just being in the right spot, and now they're looking. They have the Leyline seal onto 3, and Jägermeister looking for the play as well, trying to prevent Mike Ike from taking these altars, as they have been able to take quite a bit. The taunt does come through. They're able to take down C10, and now the Hogwild is coming through onto the bot side. AoE Rules is there as well, but the real team fight is happening over the top side. Hortipled by Shoepuff. Gonna try to get a safety, but it is in a bad spot. The protection is gonna come through. Not gonna be able to heal back up enough, and they will be able to take down Shoepuff. And now AoE Rules also gets jumped upon by Mark, who, by the way, I was talking about stacks, And I missed looking at the stacks because Mark is at full stacks. So that's going to be quite a bit of damage going towards that Zul'jin. Going to be able to bring so much DPS later and later into the game. Now, there's also 90 stacks on that Ravenous Hunger. And it's going to be quite a bit of extra damage as well for that Chomp. And bit by bit, if she's able to get into the middle of the team fight, if she's able to get onto the squishies, onto Jägermeister or Moon, it could do quite a bit there. But now they're looking forward, fitting, looking for the taunt. But with the teleport, they're able to just kind of go back and forth. They have the lurking arm just to buy some space, as both sides are looking to reclaim their lost bell towers. On the top side will go back in favor of Mike Ike, as C10 looking for the play, but not going to be able to find it quite yet. Hammering, just the explosion damage, still able to deal a little bit. 134 stacks on the Hammering. And AoE rules starting to stack up as well. 21 stacks on the Arcane Rift. If they're able to get it to 40, that's going to be a massive buff for their teamfight presence. But the issue is level 20s are now up for 9 to 5. They have been up for quite a while, but Potential Scrim Thursday does not have it. It's hard to talk about levels when they're constantly fighting, you know? And now both teams still walking forward. Now they have the taunt, but with the gust, with the protection, AoE rules will be able to back off. Still at 21 stacks, not able to stack more. Able to get the 22nd one now onto Mark. Excuse me. But they will go into bird form. And Mike Ike will be able to get the altar. That's going to be another 5 damage. One more altar will be the game right now for 9 to 5. Potential Scrim Thursday, they're in a rough spot. Need to try and get something going, but they have the taunt, and it's on a Jägermeister, but they have the dome over the backline. Wrath of the Angears not able to jump onto anyone now. C10 tried to DPS on the backline, but won't be able to get saved in time. But they did clear away that siege camp. And unfortunately, the timing just doesn't seem to be there. I see their strategy, and I think with a little bit more practice, a little bit more experience with it, it could do quite a bit. The ley line seal into Wrath of the Angears will be powerful, but unfortunately not able to play it the way it needs to be played in order to get that success. But they're still alive. They've hit that level 20. But they do need to keep these sappers from walking in. If these sappers make it in, if even just one, and that's why they're using the ley line seal, that's why they're clearing it away, just trying to make sure if even one of those comes through, they're in a bad spot. But now the gust, Fitting is in the backside, is going to be protected, but going to get hit with a staggering blow and the wind tunnel. Fitting somehow still alive during all that. Jägermeister trying to get a little bit of poke damage over in the backline with the lurking arm. Now going to separate Shoepuff away. Shoepuff not going to be able to play aggressively here. And they're able to hold on to this for now. AoE rules just trying to get a little bit of poke. Currently at 28 stacks. Hog Wild got to get thrown down just for a little bit of poke damage. Chastise not going to land as well. But the altars are spawning in 20 seconds. It is just the one. Fitting looking to play aggressively. It is starting to get quite low, but not enough DPS to come through. And now C10 is back. They're looking to move forward. C10 trying to zone them away. Dynamite gets thrown down as well. And they will finish off the... They finished off the bell tower, but Leyline Seal has been thrown. Rather than Gears has missed already. Fitting is going to get damaged down and will get taken down. That's the main tank. And now Mike Ike is trying to play in the backside with the Olaf, but the Olaf is in a bad spot. Horrible just thrown by Shoepuff. Olaf goes down to the background, and now Fared might be getting caught out. And Celestial Charge is going to land and will go down. And now all the Vikings are back in, but there's no one there to support them. And the Vikings will get finished off. And the altar also got secured by Potential Scrim Thursday. They're able to get that extra kill. And Mike Ike once again respawning. And now they have the wind tunnel able to separate two of the Vikings. Just looking for Baylog. And Baylog will get finished off. And that's a massive victory right now for Potential Scrim Thursday. They needed a play to work to come back. And that was the play they needed. And now they have the dome. And I'm curious, did they go for that level 20 town? It is going to be Light of Stormwind. So that dome is basically infinite. You can have full HP whenever you want it. But now they've already taken the bell tower. Now they're looking to take the sapper camp. That's going to push into the bot side. And now they're roaming up top. The boss is available. And if they're able to take this down, it will remove a win condition off the map for 9-5. What an amazing game this has been so far. And it has been continuing. The Hog Wild. Man, it's so much fun watching Hogger just go bounce, bounce, bounce. Just doing a lot of DPS throughout all of this as well. As Moon gonna tank it up a little bit. May need to heal up a bit, but that's gonna be 4 damage going right back into the core. So it's now gonna be 12-5. as they're now pushing into the mid lane. They're pushing mid and top at the same time. Both altars are going to be on the top side. So even though the bottom bell tower does get answered by 9 to 5, they're in a pretty bad spot. And these sappers should be able to land. So that will be an extra bell tower going the way of potential Scrim Thursday. Only needed to use one sapper as well, but Mark should be able to clear the rest out. So this fight gonna be a bit difficult for 9 to 5. This top lane angle gonna be difficult for them to walk through. They have the vision, but now Fitting looking forward, gonna be able to cancel, but with the leap of faith, Horna pulled all the way to the backline. Shootpuff, are you okay? Are you in the right spot? Will be fine for now. But now it's just gonna be the Vikings in the backline, and now the Gust is gonna pull everyone into the wall. They've already taken down one of the Vikings. Moon is starting to get low. C10 just gets burst. Everyone's up against the wall, but when they have damage, Moon going to go into the dome, but will get finished off immediately after. Fair getting jumped upon as well, but they have the secondary ley line seal. AoE rules, by the way, did finish the stacks. And how Jägermeister just dealing damage over the backline. But it is a victory slowly going the way of 9 to 5. It is 2 for 1 right now, but they're still trying to fight. Jägermeister starting to get low. They don't have a healer. Mike Ike looking for that play. Will get protected. And Jägermeister able to jump away just in time, but Shootpuff will not. And that's both of these altars getting taken down. And Leyline Seal going to stop the game for now. But I don't know if that's going to be enough to end the game. But with the final altar going down, 9 to 5 will get the first hard-earned map. Well, that was a pretty good one, wasn't it? Huge gameplay coming out from both these two teams. Mark just free hitting the entire time. Zombie, Boss, Ferret, and Fitting were just causing so much issues that Mark was just kind of a little bit ignored. And I think that's because potential Scrim Thursday, they couldn't focus on everything. There was so much going on. 9 to 5 was coming in from the left side, coming in from the right side, coming in from the top side, just jumping with the shadow walls and everything coming through. They almost had the comeback, but in the end, 9 to 5, they were able to secure that victory with one final team fight. Now we're going to go to a short break, but when we come back, there is going to be more of this. There is going to be at least one more game. And if it's anything like this one, we're going to have an absolute banger of a series. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alright, sorry for the delay. One of the players is having some stomach issues, but we are in game number 2 now between 925 and potential Scrim Thursday. Now that was a pretty close game in that first map. I mean, 925 had a massive lead, but potential Scrim Thursday almost managed to bring it back, and hopefully this game will be just as intense. Now the draft is starting to move quite fast already. Potential Scrim Thursday did ban away the Vala, and 925 banned away the Hogger. So Shoepuff not going to be able to play that. And Zul'jin going to get banned away from Mark. Totally understandable. That Zul'jin was absolutely terrible for them to deal with. Over 100k damage in that game from Mark alone. And it does seem like they've learned their lesson a little bit. Last time they did ban away mostly tanks. They got rid of the Nubarak and the Johanna. But this time they're focusing on the DPS. They know Mark was an issue. And maybe they also realized they can't ban out Fitting, as Junkrat's going to be the final ban for 925. Now, this is a different map, so AoE clear is bigger. And Dahaka is available, so Jägermeister going to lock that in immediately. Now, for 925, I do suspect a Leoric are going to get locked in as a potential answer. I don't think the Vikings are quite as good on this map. But Johanna is going to be picked up at 925, and Johanna is able to provide a lot of zone control onto these shrines. That was definitely going to be useful really at all points of the game whenever fighting for the objective. And Zombie Boss HD once again locks in the Orphea. And now the neat thing about Orphea is she's actually pretty susceptible to tanks that are able to blind. And Johanna is very good at that. But instead, Diablo is going to be available. Shoepuff going to lock that in. And interestingly enough, it is Jägermeister going into the off lane and Shoepuff going into the main tank role. At least for now. Maybe they will swap that next time. As I do believe C10 is their flex player. So that could be the reason for it. But Moon is going to lock in the Oriole. And that's a very powerful healer. Especially once you get later on into the game. I'm seeing a lot of scaling already coming through from potential Scrim Thursday, and they also have the global presence with the Dahaka. And now Chromie gonna get banned away by 925, trying to get rid of that extra poke. Really anything that can lock down the Orphea easily. And Taika's gonna be immediately banned away. Super strong into Diablo and Dahaka, and very good on Infernal Shrines. The Overkill is able to kill the skeleton super quickly. And the Odin able to do the same thing, except from really far away. Well, difficult to lock down that objective into a Tychus. Now 925 is going to have those next 2 picks coming in. They still need their offlaner, still need a healer, but they're going to save their healer for 10th pick, which is pretty curious to me. But they are going to lock in Sonya for Mike and Ike and Tassadar for Mark. That's going to be a pretty solid team fight building up slowly. Assuming Sonya or Mike Ike does go for the leap build, it could end up being the Wrath of the Warrior, I believe it's called. I might be getting my heroics wrong for Sonya, but the other one. Wrath of the Berserker, there it is. Now I remembered for sure. But Genji and Sylvanas going to be the 2 DPSs coming in for potential Scrim Thursday. Now Genji, I think, is really neat. Tassadar really going to struggle into that. Orphea might have some ability to deal with it, but also going to be pretty difficult. I think it's going to be one of those cases where if it's 1v1 Orphea versus Genji, Genji should be able to come out on top just because she'll never be able to hit that Shadow Waltz. And now Farrad going to have the final pick, and it is most likely going to be a healer unless they're doing something really nifty. And it is going to be the Kharazim. Now Kharazim, I think, is a pretty solid pick here. With the 7-sided strike, able to deal so much % health damage, can absolutely tear through this Diablo, and I think that's going to be their strategy. Just try and get lockdown onto Shoepuff and just one-shot them. But now they need to be careful because if Moon gets that Crystal Aegis, could definitely put their plan to a halt, and I think they are relying a little bit on that happening, at least to start out teamfights. But either way, it's time for game number 2, and let's see who's able to keep the momentum going. Oops, may have pressed that button a bit early, but either way, we are on the map. We are on Infernal Shrines between 925 and potential Scrim Thursday. Now, this should be a pretty interesting map coming through. And I'm really excited to watch specifically C10 playing on that Genji. I think a lot of this game is really going to come down to this Genji play. If they're able to provide pressure onto the backline, if they're able to provide extra pressure just onto Zombie Boss and Mark and prevent them from really fighting in this team fights and just kind of splitting them off, it could lower their combination potential. But now both teams are bringing all 10 players straight to the mid lane. They're going to walk forward. Shootpuff just going to start with the Fire Stomp. And it is going to be the Spell Armor build right now, but they do have the pull on Mike Ike. Mike Ike is going to go in with the Ancient Spear, but Moon has a healing over into the backline, and Mike Ike will be able to just back away, had the spin available. So that is going to be the HP advantage, at the very least, going towards potential Scrim Thursday. And with the Jägermeister being able to walk forward and push them in, will be an advantage to potential Scrim Thursday. Now, the Hakasanya is one of the few matchups I know, and Mike Ike does win in terms of damage 1v1, but Jägermeister should be able to just out-push and ignore it. Now C10 just trying to deal damage over the backline, looking towards Mark, and Mark starting to get quite low, and AoE rules walking forward, and with a Shadow Dagger, they might be able to get it, and Mark will go down. First blood to potential Scrim Thursday, and now it's a 4v3, they're looking for the fight, and C10 just damaging on his Zombie Boss HP, but with the Shadow Waltz, might be able to jump away, but with the Overpower, will be in a bad spot, a couple more hits, and that will be a second kill. Potential Scrim Thursday coming out strong in this game number 2. They're going to be able to get the kills. They're going to be able to steal away the Siege Camp, and Shootpuff even going to be able to get the soak over in this bottom lane. Nothing will go to waste. But now no level leads quite yet, so 9-5 could try and contest when they get started on their own Siege Camp, if they do that right away. But getting that own camp is going to deal quite a bit of damage to the wall. But now Mark might be getting caught out again. Shootpuff looking for the poke, will be able to overpower back into the backline, but AoE Rules is the one that's really getting damaged, but Mark will go down. AoE Rules will follow, and it is a 5v5 total. C10 just trying to deal damage on the backline with the deflect. Fitting is starting to get quite low, will get Shadow Charged into the wall, just a little bit more damage. They need to get it, and Fitting will get finished off as well. Potential Scrim Thursday, a 2-for-1. They have the level 4, and now they should be able to get the push over in this mid lane and this bot lane. Now they're not looking for their Siege Camp quite yet. It was still a pretty close fight, but they are running over to this bot side. Could look for another play. Shootpuff looking for an angle, but will get dismounted by the minions. And now Jägermeister and Mike Ike once again fighting over the top side. Ancient Spear and Drag both gonna miss. But potential Scrim Thursday, they're now going to get started onto this Siege Camp. They're going to start pushing this away, but it's going to get contested. Level 4s are there for both sides. They have the Detainment Strike, and with the Overpower, Fitting is actually keeping a lot of space, but now C10 is in the backline. They are blinded. Shootpuff starting to get low, will get finished off. Moon not able to get the heal in time. And with the deflect, they are dealing a lot of damage. Detainment Strike as well. Jägermeister is here. The Siege Camp did go over to 9-5, but the team fight still going on. Zombie Boss HD will get finished off. Mark trying to get away, but the drag will land, and Mark will get finished off as well. Has the Force Wall to split the fight, but it's a little bit too late. Now Mike Ike is going to join in as well, but the fight is already over. Potential Scrim Thursday able to win yet again with a 2-for-1, but this time the camp was stolen by 9-5. But the shrines have spawned. The skeletons are here. And potential Scrim Thursday, they're going to start clearing this way. It's just going to be AoE Rules with the Haunting Wave, with the Shadow Dagger, just clearing everything out as the rest of the roster is getting pressure over in the mid lane. They're actually able to snag every single one. But 9-5, this is the power of the Joanna, able to take the pressure, able to kind of get that zone control. Deflect has been thrown. The Condemned lands on all 4 members, but no follow-up yet. Level 7 now going to ding over for potential Scrim Thursday. It's not too long to follow for 9-5, but now the Breast Stalker is coming through. Shootpuff trying to hold on to the lead, trying to hold on to this positioning. If they're looking over to the backline, Mike Ike maybe bouncing off a little bit away. Deflect is going to be utilized by C10 and will be able to back out for now. But now with this level 7, they are slowly getting advantage. They do have the zone control, but with just a couple poke abilities, they're able to get some of these skeletons in favor of 9-5, but now the Condemn has been thrown out, and it's starting to get close. One last one will go through, and the Punisher will go over the way. Potential Scrim Thursday. C10 is going to be able to jump over with just a little bit of health, but with Deflect was pretty safe. And now they can start this push. I don't expect they'll get too much. They did manage to win the fight, but they will be able to at least get the start of this. They should be able to get the wall. I don't expect them to get any kills afterwards. But now Shootpuff looking for the play, though, getting onto Zombie Boss HD. Detainment Strike as well. just going to pull Fitting away. And with the black arrows, the push does become a little bit easier. They even have the jump, and Ferret and Fitting both getting quite low, and they're on to Zombie Boss HB with the overpower, and they are getting the body blocks with the Detainment Strike as well. We'll be able to finally secure this, and you know what? They will be able to get the kill, and they will be able to secure the fort. And getting the fort off of the first Punisher is incredibly valuable, and if the Ferret will get interrupted, it's gonna lower the tempo once again, coming out from 9 to 5. Now, Jägermeister is trading a little bit with Mike Ike, as the siege camp once again gets stolen over in this bot side. Now Shupov just going to use the fire stomp, get a little bit of poke, get a little bit of healing from this minion wave. And now the bottom cannon tower is going to go down. And this time Moon's already preemptively getting started on that siege camp. Last time they weren't able to secure everything over this bot side, but this time they're going to play it a bit safer, going to grab it. And this will get them their level 10s. So now they have their heroic abilities and they have a full level to play with. There's not too much on the map for them, but they could just look to force a fight regardless. They have the siege camp pushing in. In fact, they're going to have 4 of those siege minions coming through. One of them should get finished off here by Mark, and actually has the extra little laser beam. So it is going to be the resonance beam build coming out from Mark, which will split across the 2 members. C10 just going to try and get a little bit of poke over on the backline. Detainment Strike just to pull Fitting away. But they will lose the wall over in the mid lane as well. But will they be able to get more? They still have the level 10 advantage for a little bit. It is going to be the Lightning Breath coming out and the Wailing Arrow. It's not going to be any of those massive ones. But it is the Resurrect over the Crystal Aegis. Now, I actually thought Crystal Aegis would be pretty good here, but I mean, Resurrect is guaranteed. As long as Moon doesn't go down before the fight, if they do combo down Shupov for someone, they're just going to bring them back to life and then no problem at all. The now level 10s have been hit by 9 to 5, so potential Scrim Thursday. Only able to get the wall in answer, but Jägermeister might be in a bad spot. Won't be able to take the Bruiser Camp, and it's actually going to get stolen away. Now Jägermeister, 7-sided strike, will just get burst down. That's going to be an extra pickoff and a stolen Bruiser Camp, the stronger of the 2 camps on this map. So very good play, very good heads-up macro coming out from 9 to 5. Jägermeister almost able to secure the Bruiser Camp, but just a little bit slow, or not even slow, but just a little bit not enough DPS to get it in time. Now Bruiser Camp is going to get finished off at 9 to 5 as well, so they're going to have both of those coming through. But AoE Rule is able to clear that out very quickly. And one of the strongest parts of the Sylvanas is her ability to clear out those camps. Now both teams bring in quite a few members over on the top side. AoE Rules, they do see them. Shupov is hiding, looking for the play, but who are they going to go for? Fire Stomp has been thrown out. AoE Rules just trying to do a little bit of poke, able to clear out the wave as well. But now they're just on to Fitting. C10 is going to use the deflect, just going to pull everything back. But no further play is going to come through here. Now the Bruiser Camp is starting to push into the wall a little bit. Already at half HP, should be pretty easy to clear. Shupov might actually be getting caught out. 7-sided strike. And with the chop is going to be able to finish them off. Now Moon looking for the Resurrect, but during the Resurrect gets finished off. And that's a massive kill for 9 to 5. They got the 2 for nothing. The souls have been consumed, so they will have that tank coming back in. The Diablo will be here soon. Now the Resurrect is coming through. It is going to be on to Moon. Moon could be in a bad spot though, as they're able to get a 3rd kill now. 3 for nothing just on that play. Now there is a bit of trading happening in the offlane. Jägermeister versus Mike Ike. Mike Ike trying to chase down Jägermeister. Has quite a bit of space. And it is going to be Wrath of the Berserker, so it has that extra movement speed. The Isolate has been thrown out, and that will prevent any further play. Now the team fight is breaking out on the top side. Zombie Boss HD trying to play aggressively, and will be able to do it for now. Lightning Breath has been utilized already. Zombie Boss HD gonna get hit into the wall, and now they do have the stun. The Breathstalker coming through. And with that, they should be able to retake control onto this shrine. And with this second Punisher, this could be another big push for them. They already have the passive push happening in the bot side, but it looks like 9 to 5. They want to try fighting this. Or at the very least, trying to delay. Fitting is walking forward, has the Iron Skin Pop, Condemn on it too. But they are doing some non-committal fights right now. I think they're just trying to buy a little bit of time, buy a little bit of space, and let this Orphea reset before they get a push. But now the 7-sided strike on to Shupov. Shupov could be getting quite a bit lower. It won't have enough healing and will actually go down. But now AoE Rules trying to damage over the backline. Looking towards Mark. X-Strike over top as well. C10 is here. Jägermeister coming in from the back. Resurrect still not up for 19 more seconds. But now there's still 30 more skeletons needed for potential Scrim Thursday. And now 9-5. They could be able to take this back. Jägermeister looking for the angle. Wrath of the Berserker has already been caught. AoE rules isn't a bad spot. Will be able to jump back and will dodge out on the heroic ability coming through. Mark getting quite low, but it's a 1-for-1 trade so far. How long is the rest of the fight going to go? They do have the Isolate coming through onto Mike Ike, and now Fitting is going to get quite low, but will be able to back away to safety. They have the Detainment Strike, and once again onto Zombie Boss. Zombie Boss will get finished off, and potential Scrim Thursday will retake the Shrine and will retake the Mortar Punisher. And during that, they had a bit of a wave pushing in through mid lane as well. Only got a little bit of damage onto the fort, but there's no one here to defend. So this Punisher is just going to be dealing damage to the wave, to these structures. And the Mortar Punisher does a lot to structures with that passive, I guess, mortars being fired out. The Punisher will get pulled back a little bit, and I forget what it's doing for a little bit, but now the fort is going to go down, and C10 trying to push forward. They still have almost a full HP still remaining on this Punisher. They could look for the wall. 7-sided strike is just used for poke, but Shoepuff is going to be able to just tank it up. Going to try healing back C10, look for Fitting, but the Blessed Shield has been thrown out. Same with the Deflect, and X-Strike going to get used defensively, but they still have the damage coming out of Zombie Boss HD, but they do lose their top wall. Can they get anything else for it? AoE rules is getting jumped upon. Moon not going to be able to cancel it. Fire Stomp going to slowly pull them away. A Shoepuff trying to back out, and they're actually pulling Fitting in. And it is that 3v4, but now Lightning Breath over the top side. AoE rules getting onto the backline. Mark is starting to get quite low, but Unstoppable gonna get used, but they're able to take down Fitting fair. Also getting stuck against AoE rules, but there's no one else there. And now it is a 1-for-0, but that was 4v5 as well. So potential Scrim Thursday, huge team fight for them there. As Shoepuff's looking for another angle. And now they could use, they have the black arrows thrown out as well. They have the stun, but it is on to fair. And in the meanwhile, Moon getting burst down over the backline by Mike Ike. Mike Ike will be able to finish it off. Resurrection is coming through, but Shoepuff also going to get locked down. And Moon just going to go down again. So that's going to be a huge kill coming through for 9-5. With that, I guess 3-for-1, since they were able to get all those kills. Now level 17s on both sides. Slight XP advantage for potential Scrim Thursday. And now 9-5. There will be a little pause in this game in terms of the action, as they are going to go clear away their Bruiser camp, and potential Scrim Thursday are going to clear away their Siege camp. Now, these fights are close. This map is close, and the Bruiser camp will be the next battleground. Now, they have gone to start on. C10 actually dashes in, is going to get stunned up, and will get finished off by the chop. The Blessed Shield committed just to get that extra lockdown. And now they have thrown out the Crushing Jaws, but that's just going to be used to buy a little bit of space as they steal the Bruiser camp yet again. And now in the meanwhile, Jägermeister able to at least push in the bot side, and with his cannons, they should be able to get a little bit of damage over onto these structures. Now they're pushing in, and we'll be able to get, I believe, just one cannon tower, but now the team fight is going to start breaking out over on the top side. They're looking towards the AoE rules, but they're not going to be able to get it quite yet. AoE rules still just trying to DPS out, and with the AoE damage, it should be doing good, but Jägermeister is on the backline, and now they're looking towards Mark. Mark is their target right now. Lightning Breath over onto everyone, and Mark actually surviving, and they will take down the Diablo instead. AoE rules will be able to trade it back, but his AoE rules haven't escaped. Will be in a bad spot, and Farrah just going to punch him back down to death, and it's a 2-for-1 in favor of, once again, 9-5. And now every Punisher has gone the way of potential Scrim Thursday, but these fights are slowly but surely starting to go the way of 9-5. They are starting to scale. And now the Oriole is finally starting to stack the Reservoir of Hope. Now this level 16 talent, that's really why Oriole is so powerful right now, as the mid lane is going to start getting pushed in as well. But again, it's just going to get cleared away. They're not able to get any meaningful push yet on the side of 9-5. It is going to be 71 souls when the Diablo does come back. And it's 4v4 right now, but no engage available for potential Scrim Thursday. And instead, Jägermeister just going to start pushing in this top side. And with the wave clear that Ahaka has, is going to be very proficient at it. Now the Skeletons are going down. Already 20 going the way of 9-5. And now everyone is down here. Jägermeister looking for the bot play. They're looking towards Zombie HD. They have the Condemn. And C10 with the X-Strike, gonna get a decent amount of burst, but they have the Blessed Shield into the 7-sided strike. X-Strike once again onto the backline. Level 20s by both teams. Teleport has been thrown, and Mark is the one getting hit into the wall. Wailing Arrow for the silence. 1-for-1 so far. Moon is down. AoE Rules gonna get finished off by Ferret. And now the team fight is still continuing on. Mike Ike is in the backline of everyone, but Fitting is starting to get quite low. But C10 just trying to trade with Ferret. Shoepuff is trying to survive on the backside, but will likely go down. C10 will follow. Shoepuff will be the 4th member to go down. And it's going to be a 4-for-1 for 9-5. And now they're going to be able to get this Punisher. And with everyone gone, they can get a lot with this. Now, the wall is still available here, so it will take some time. But the Arcane Punisher also pretty decent at taking down structures. And with this siege camp that they're looking to finish off as well, they're going to have quite a bit of value with this push. Now, someone may want to go deal with this topside. The cannons are pushing. They have the minions pushing. And actually, Jägermeister starting to roam over to the topside as well. It's going to be half HP at that keep as it gets finished off by the minions. Jägermeister will try to push that in further. And actually tanking a little bit for the minions, just trying to keep the cannon alive. But now the bot side fort, in the meanwhile, is going to get finished off. And Mike Ike will be able to take down this siege camp. Now Mark is here to clear it out, but that's still going to be 2/3 of the keep finished off. And if Jägermeister is able to continue with those pushes, they will eventually be able to take it down. Now Punisher still at half HP. The entire team has respawned. Breaststalker over to the backside. It's AoE Rules. Actually goes in and looking straight into the backline, but is unstoppable. AoE Rules is in a pretty bad spot. Blessed Shield hits over onto everyone. Detainment Strike will keep Ferret from chasing, but Ferret wants in. Ferret with a 7-sided strike, able to keep going, but now they do have the Resurrect. The Punisher stunning Jägermeister. X-Strike over onto everyone, but 9-5. They're winning this team fight pretty hard. They're able to take down one. Still look at the backline. Mike Ike spinning onto AoE Rules. One more auto, but with the healing will be okay. Now Mike Ike is in a bad spot. Will get finished off. And now it is 1-for-1, but the bottom keep will go the way of potential Scrim Thursday. But the team fight's not over. If you thought it was over, you were wrong. AoE Rules is going to get finished off. C10 still trying to DPS onto the backside. X-Strike is going to get utilized, but no deflect available. C10 will get finished off as well. Moon is going to be the next target, but there's no one there quite yet. And instead of targeting Moon, they're targeting onto this core, but they have Fitting. Going to get taken out by the core, but it is 4v1. 100 souls though. Shoepuff, if Shoepuff goes down, we'll be able to reset. Could try and buy some time here. And with the defense of the core coming through, 15 seconds until Jägermeister. 7-sided strike, not going to be able to accomplish too much. Shoepuff just trying to build some space, trying to get in the way. We'll be back up in 3 seconds. Jägermeister's here as well. Do they have the time to finish the core? They're looking for it. They want it. 50% HP left. Shoepuff looking for the play, but gonna get blocked by the Crushing Jaws and the Force Wall, and they're able to do it. 9-5, gonna have the dominate. And what an absolutely insane series. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Potential Scrim Thursday slowly getting advantages, slowly able to eke out those Punishers. But 9-5, they only needed the one Punisher. They only needed the one push in the end. And they secure themselves the domination and an extra 4 points in the Heroic Division. Now I'm going to see if I can get an interview because that was an absolutely insane series. It's always so hard typing 9-5 though. Oh, there's so many people doing interviews right now. We actually have 3 lobbies currently dedicated to interviews. But that's a massive upset and a massive win coming in for 9-5, just growing their lead right now. And you got to respect the play. You got to respect what they've done. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. And for everyone in chat, I am joined here by Mark and Barrett. So, first off, congratulations on your massive domination against potential Scrim Thursday. And how are you feeling?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I got to pull out the monk. I haven't done that in like ever. So it was fun.
I feel good too. It's always fun pulling a Zul'jin ban after the first game.
Yeah, and in that first game, that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. Now, Your Zul'jin, obviously not the flashiest hero in that game. There's a lot of flashiness over on your squad, but you were able to just kind of free hit during all those team fights. And what do you think it was that really let you play that Zul'jin basically to perfection?
Uh, well, having my team be the ones taking all the CC, and then Imperius just dodging his spear. I was always looking out for Imperius spear, basically just that one, and then once once he misses the spear, I just kind of have free reign on the enemy team.
Yeah, well, you played a massive game one, and I mean, this has been a very close series, incredibly back and forth in both games. And how is the mental state? Were you able to stay calm during this, or how chaotic were the comms and really the emotions running in the team?
From my perspective, I'm just yelling at whoever's jumping on me. Like in the first game, I'm yelling at whoever I'm focusing to kill, and then in the second game, I was yelling at the name of whoever was jumping on me at the end of the game, because that second game was rough for me. I just kept getting focused on by Genji 1v1 by Sylvanas all the time. It sucked.
Yeah, they were definitely looking to try and get those extra pushes in the backline. I mean, AoB rules really seem to have your number in that game too, and we're talking about the Monk for game two. I don't know if you looked at the stats, but Ferret with 50% more damage than you in that game number two. Probably just because of, well, partially how focused you were and how strong that 7-sided strike is into both the Diablo and the Dahaka. Now, was that the logic between picking Karazim, or was there another reason why you wanted to play the Monk?
Well, there's always I'll try to find any reason to play the monk, but I think part a lot of that damage is kind of fake damage. Like it was Diablo's massive health pool and Dahaka, but the idea was that we had a lot of like self-sustain on our characters. Or if yeah, then Mark's Tassadar, he's usually pretty safe. And my idea was just to drop the block and then just try to just counter the Diablo whenever he jumped in with the 7-sided, and then counter engage later on in the game when I got a little bit stronger with the 1v1s. My plan was to just 1v1 the Sylvanas or the Genji or anybody who's just kind of like alone.
Yeah, that definitely seemed to be the pecking order. Sylvanas jumps Mark, and then you jump the Sylvanas. That seemed to be how every single fight of the late game went.
Yeah, I felt bad for Mark because before I got my wave, the 100 fists at 16, I couldn't do much about it. And then the level 20 Fist of Legend just makes it so much more easy to just follow up, and the cooldown reduction, and just stick to anybody who is isolated. So that was a good showcasing of the strength of the monk.
Yeah, and now with this win, I'm not sure if you're aware, but you're actually tied in first place in the heroic division for points with Inting for globes, though they do have one less game played so far. That is important to note. Now, did you expect to be this high up in the standings, or like what is your goal for this season?
Oh wow, I did not know that. I personally think, since we haven't played all the teams yet, right? There's possibility like the other teams are still way better than us, but overall in the last season we played in, I forget which division it was, but like all in the playoff matches, all the underdog teams actually won over the other teams. So I'm kind of still respecting the other teams because there's a possibility that the underdogs might rise up again.
And I
Yeah.
believe that was Div A.
Did they? Okay. Yeah.
Well, moving from Div A to, at the very least for now, top 3 in heroic Div. Must be a pretty big jump, because, wait, Div A last season, so you weren't even in Nexus.
No, we weren't. Yeah.
No, we weren't.
Massive jump for this squad then. This is a huge win for you, and I don't want to oversell it, but if you're able to keep up this momentum, definitely gonna be looking pretty good for the rest of the season. At the very least, must feel good beating these top dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. At the end of the Div A, I also made a very bold statement that in that division at least, we had the best healer and offlaner in the entire division, and so far, I'm gonna say it in heroic division. We have the best healer and offlaner in the entire division.
Bold words coming in from
Yep.
Mark. And how
Yeah,
that?
I'm gonna have to back him up on Monk when they come, attacking him.
Yeah, with the coming focus me on that.
No. Well, with that, I have one final question. I always ask everyone this. Is there any shout outs you'd like to give and anything you'd like to say to your fans?
Well, I'd like to shout out my team, of course. We did not have a great first game of the season, and we had to like refigure stuff out. But I think we've been kind of like more set on what we want to do and how we want to play it. So shout out to them, and a shout out to the other team because that was a good series.
Anything
Then,
from you, Mark?
yeah, and then I wanted to shout out our team captain for scheduling games for us when our schedules is very difficult to work with, and then and also shout out to enemy teams for being able to schedule on those days. And then I didn't know we had fans, so shout out to them too, and shout out to you for casting our game.
Yeah, this series especially was an absolute pleasure to cast. This was super intensive back and forth, and those are always my favorite games to cast. Probably a bit mean to say, but my only wish is that there was a game 3, just of how fun it was.
Ooh, that would be. Oh no, I'm kind of hungry, so I'm glad there's not a game 3.
Yep. Well, with that, congratulations again on your win, and thank you very much for coming for this interview.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And have a good night. Bye-bye.
You too.
And with that, we are going to be ending things today. I believe all the other casts are done as well. Let me just quickly check. Yeah. Not sure if the taco game's done. One of the games is definitely done. I think I saw them giving an interview, so that's likely done. And then Gerudo King is getting into game number 2, so that's where we're going to go. We're going to go over to Division D. And before we do that, once again, shout out to the sponsor, 3peaks, or 3peaks Tiki Solitaire. If you want to give it a try, you want to help support my stream, be sure to click the link in the chat or down below. Now with that, thank you very much, and I'll get you over to that next series right away. And I'll see you tomorrow.